mentioned that you were cautioning Peter Obi to be careful about the coalition. I mean, there have been rumors going around that the PDP is trying to woo him back. Is that a fact?
Yes, it's our product. We want to get him back indeed, because he's a very, very, great capital for any political party. The truth of the matter, if he had not gone the way he did in the last, dispensation and proved that mettle to be able to generate over 6 million, in spite of the rigging and the frustration of his chances in many of the, states, Peter Obi is truly a political capital, no doubt about it, and every political party that will have the opportunity of getting him, it will be to their advantage. And certainly PDP is not losing that effort. We are also making that effort in the belief that in the fullness of time we might get him, and it will add more to the chances of PDP.
And what about Nyesom Wike? Is he an asset or is he a drag on the PDP at the moment? I mean, he's straddling two parties, isn't he? Well, essentially.
That's right. The last time I checked, he's still a member of the PDP. He hasn't come out to denounce his membership. And even if it's coming with some disadvantage, like many have observed.
What kind of disadvantage?
A lot of persons will say that he is also another Albatross, to PDP.
So the PDP would be better off if he packed his bags and left, basically. That's what I'm inferring from what you're saying.
Probably, because to be honest with you, those who stand against the chances of the PDP or have been doing things that will not promote the interests of the PDP are not necessarily within the PDP. And as a party, anyone who will constitute clog on its wheel of progress is better out of the PDP. So the PDP will get itself together and be able to bring back that, democratic hope for Nigerians yet again. So certainly if Nyesom Wike is not going to be to the advantage of the PDP, which many argue, then he can also bid PDP farewell so that he stand wherever he is and do his bid. But certainly the PDP will not have one person, and there's not a single person that has that capacity to put PDP to shame. Whatever they must have done, we previously had a committee in place, which we're still reviewing, to deal with those dissenting voices, those who have taken another decision and have done things that will amount to anti-party. And Wike is said to be one of them for the number of petitions we have received.
So why don't you just fire him? Expel him from the party?
Once the committee comes up with its recommendation in that light, certainly there will be no stopping us from doing so. We would get rid of them all.
Right. If you guys are allowing Nyesom Wike to remain in the party and is openly saying he's going to work to bring, President Tinubu back, is that what is happening in the PDP, that they're openly working with the APC, or do you think that his departure is specifically focused, as some of your colleagues have said, on his quest to run for the presidency?
That's clearly it, Charles. There's no other reason. If he doesn't get his ambition promoted in the same coalition, it's as dead as arrival. He's not a member. All that Atiku is obsessed with is to contest for the president of Nigeria at all costs. And when a person begins to think that he's indispensable in a movement, then it leaves much to be desired, even in his sincerity, in that mission. So by now, one would be expecting Atiku Abubakar to have called it off, to have, raised some other successors to say, 3 decades after, he's still aspiring for the presidency. It mustn't be you. If you can't see anybody all along this, then it's unfortunate.
So you heard it from this man's mouth, the PDP spokesperson. Peter Obi says he's the product of the PDP and they want him back. He echoed the thought of Bode George, because a lot of bigwigs from the PDP have always come out to tell Nigerians that they want Peter Obi back in the PDP. He has a better chance, running for president with the PDP. He's also said it as well that Peter Obi is truly a political capital for any political party he finds himself in. Do you agree with that? Do you agree that with him that Peter Obi should go back to the PDP, that he has a better chance with the PDP of becoming the president of Nigeria? Is that what you think? If so, why? Is Peter Obi truly a political capital? This might be a rhetorical question, like he says, because if you look at the entire length and breadth of Nigeria, how many political parties, or politicians rather, do you think has the appeal across the length and breadth of Nigeria like Peter Obi? Do you think that Peter Obi has better political capital than Bola Tinubu, or he has a better political capital than Nyesom Wike? What do you think? Of all the viable contestants for presidency in 2027, Who do you think has the biggest political appeal across the length and breadth of Nigeria, internationally as well, like Peter Obi? For those of the people like Kenneth Okonkwo, who's actually saying Atiku it should be zoned to the north. Do you agree with such assertions? Because they're saying, don't give it to Peter Obi, give it to Atiku Abubakar. They won't be able to rig him out. But he forgets the fact that even in the 2023 election, Atiku contested. It was still rigged out, just the same way Peter Obi was rigged out. Do you see what I mean? So what do you think about that? Do you also agree with him that Peter Obi should be described as a PDP product? What about Nyesom Wike? Has he become a political albatross in any political party he goes to? With what he has done with the PDP, can the APC trust him? Can Bola Tinubu trust him? Or will Bola Tinubu do away with him once he's done using him? Do you think that is the idea behind that? We'll use him to destroy the APC, destroy the PDP as they've done so far. And afterward, they'll discard of him because they know that everywhere he goes to, Wike is a political albatross. It's a burden. Is a big problem for those political parties. When he doesn't get his way, he's more destructive than Atiku Abubakar is. Because as the man said, all Atiku Abubakar wants is just to contest for presidency. If he doesn't get the nomination, he leaves that political party. Is it time for Atiku Abubakar to drop out of the running and say to Nigerians, no, I'm putting my weight behind Peter Obi. This is what is going to happen in 2027. We are going to back him as a consensus. We're going to back him and we're going to take this fight to the APC because he has the biggest appeal across Nigeria. Is that what you think as well? Because the man said it, in spite of the rigging that happened, in spite of the fact that a lot of frustrations happened across so many states, Peter Obi still managed to get over 6 million votes, which means that they also acknowledge that in 2023, he won the election because Kenneth Okonkwo has come to say several times that Peter Obi won the 2023 election, but it was rigged. And they've currently alleged that, and there's nothing to debunk that because of what happened in 2023. That's why Nigerians don't want Bola Tinubu in the first place. So, with all these questions that I've asked, what is your take? What is your take? In my opinion, there's no other politician that has the greatest appeal in Nigeria right now, this particular time, since 2023, like Peter Obi. No other politician. Forget about what they're saying about the obedient people not thinking with their head or just running whatever Peter Obi says. That's not true. These people are smart. These people are sensible. These people want good governance. In all the things that they said so far, if you look at 2027, how do you think that Peter Obi, if he emerges as the ADC consensus candidate, how do you think he can defeat Bola Tinubu? Because just having that appeal across the entire nation is not enough. You have INEC working against Nigerians. You have the APC working against Nigerians. You have them using state infrastructure, the police, and using thugs, as alleged by a lot of people. How do you defeat such? How do people come out? How do we sensitize people to actually make sure that in 2027 they vote, they defend their vote? But what about if they don't bring the ballot papers to those polling units and they declare results there? What happens? Can we trust the judiciary as well? But as it comes to 2027, do you also not think that it's time for Atiku Abubakar to throw in the towel and say, listen, I passed my time. After 30 years, I need to drop out. There are younger Nigerians, more vibrant, who can bring solution to the current problems we have in Nigeria than myself. Like the man said, if you cannot find successor, that means you're not a good leader. For 30 years, you've struggled to actually win this election. Why are you still trying again? Knowing that Nigeria is at a dire state, bigger than your own personal ambition. So should Atiku not be dropping out right now, or should he play that political game where he can get more capital and use that to negotiate what he thinks will come to him, what he have said to the president eventually later? If Peter Obi wins to say, "I will give you nomination to to nominate who the foreign minister will be or whatnot positions," is that the way these things should play out? So when you look at all of this is why Africa is failing, because when you have 80-something-year-old man, look at Biya, look at Museveni, look at the lawmaker in Uganda, 80, 90-something-year-old man who's still just walking, barely standing, is still running to contest as a lawmaker. Is that the best we can do in a country of 230 million people? Are we saying that for those people who are pushing Atiku on us, just as we currently have Bola Tinubu, are you saying that an 87, 81-year-old man, when he will get to 2027, will be the best person to lead our country? Can we not do better than that? How do we move on from the people who have actually contributed to the destruction of our nation, and say those same people are the ones that are going to help fix our nation. If they can't do that, the same people who have benefited from the corruption that has plagued our country, how are they going to fix it? But having that appeal is not enough. Peter Obi needs people around him. If we agree with each ourselves right now that he has the biggest political capital, he has the biggest appeal, that is not enough to win the election, considering the fact that after the election is rigged in 2027, they'll use the judiciary to complete the process. How do we vote and defend our vote? How do we get those big guys who have been part of the destruction to be part of the people that will protect in the back door so that they will be phased out in this 2027 election? Slowly move them out of the way, and Nigeria can actually have sight of where we want to be in 2027. What is your take? What is your thought? What is your take? Do you agree with what this guy says? Should Peter Obi go back to the PDP? Is he as big a political, capital as the man says? What is your take? Put your thoughts in the comment section. Put your take in the comment section. And don't forget to like, share, and also subscribe, because we need to grow this channel together. Remember to recommend this channel to others. But let us know what you think. Nigeria needs to move forward, and we need to get the right candidates to help us move Nigeria in the right direction. As always, God bless you. Catch you up in the next video. Bye-bye for now.